Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well and having a fabulous day. I decided to do another reading for anyone feeling overwhelmed and maybe feeling like you're kind of sinking with all the things going on in the world, obligations, stress, all that. Just figured I would pull to see what message there is for anyone feeling overwhelmed. And I pulled from the Starry Beginnings Oracle deck, the Water Crystal Oracle deck, the Oceanic Tarot deck, Spirit Song Tarot deck, Whispers of Healing Oracle deck, the Spirit Animal Oracle deck, and the Black Moon Astrology cards. And if you hear any noises in the background, it's little Tsuki again. She's all wound up and looking to get into antics. Without further ado, let's look at the cards. Well, hello. So, let's see what we have. Let it out, let it flow, open up the heart to feel. Yeah, I'm feeling that we need to just be real with where we are and let the emotions go through us. Yeah, it's not going to be pleasant, it's not going to be ideal to feel these emotions, but it's better than bottling them all up and keeping them inside and expecting ourselves to just feel, positive and happy all the time. And yeah, we should strive to feel good, but sometimes we just gotta slowly nudge our way to a little bit of a better feeling thought. So let's say you're feeling powerless. Well, the next best feeling thought would probably be, be angry at your situation. Be like, man, this really sucks. I don't like it. And then, move up further and further frustrated. Then you just feel a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. Then you start feeling hopeful. Then you start feeling a little positive. Then you start feeling a little glad. Then you start feeling appreciation and love and all these things. So just like letting out the bad feelings, whether that be through journaling, venting to a friend, doing some art, just letting it out, letting it breathe so that it can flow and that you can get back aligned and not feel so overwhelmed. And we have honesty. Yeah, so being honest with yourself. Yeah, it's good to feel good, but it doesn't help you if you're being dishonest, if you're being inauthentic. Your power comes from your honesty and being real. We also have partners. So maybe your partners in life, whether that be a romantic partner, business partner, your partners in crime, so to speak, with your friends, like those around you can help you. They can help you with letting it out, letting it flow, and staying honest and real. And creativity. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you can get creative with how you let it out, with how you try to make yourself feel better. Maybe some people feel better by listening to music, to creating like art projects, doing little drama skits, to like acting it out to let it out. Or maybe playing with a cat in a creative way. I ended up creating the toy that she's playing. I got a bunch of yarn and attached bells to it because she's obsessed with bells. And, sound can be used for healing, but maybe it's creative writing, making videos. Like there's so many different avenues you can do to help you feel better, to let it out so you're not feeling so overwhelmed. And usually when we're being creative, we feel better anyway. And maybe we could even, smash some plates or old pottery from like Goodwill or something to make a mosaic and like to let the stream out and let the aggression out. Or maybe you write up all your feelings on a piece of paper and then you tear it up. Like there's so many different ways you can let it out. Yeah, like I'm saying, communicating. We need to communicate and not keep things bottled up. Because if we keep them bottled up, it's not good for us. We're not letting it flow. And then it can hurt us. Yeah, the negativity. The negativity will hurt us if we're not communicating and being honest. And when we keep it bottled up inside and we're feeling all resentful and, bitter and angry and all that, like, that's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to get sick and, like, for it to harm the other person. You're just harming yourself by keeping it all bottled in. You need to let it out. You need to let it flow. Yeah, and another way to let it flow and to, like, refresh is to sleep. It gives you a fresh start, a clean slate. It helps you feel better. And yeah, you can always be like, oh, I don't feel good, so I'm going to go take a nap or I'm going to go to bed. It doesn't always work, but trying to, give yourself that opportunity to sleep and feel rejuvenated is a good step. So co-create with spirit. Yeah, so if we can let go, whether that be with sleep, with creativity, with communicating and being honest, like, we can co-create with spirit. We're not alone in this. We have so much support around us, whether that be with the physical people in our lives, our pets, or like just spirit in general, because spirit cares for us. It wants us to do well. It wants us to thrive. It wants us to have joy and laughter and success and prosperity and all these good things. But when we're not letting it flow, when we're not being honest, it gets all stifled in us, and then we can't create the life we're really wanting because it's all stifled. It's stagnant energy inside of us, and it does us no good. We can do so much better if we give ourselves the opportunity. Trust in divine teachers. Yeah. So when we're co-creating with spirit, there can be what we perceive as detours. And we'll be like, well, this is terrible. I hate this. Like, this isn't what I want. And just get all mad about it. But if we trust the process, we can find out it was for our benefit. Like, I was going to help a friend with something they wanted to do. And so I offered to get supplies for it. And it was raining and it was cold and I was feeling tired. And I was like, man, I don't really feel like going to get supplies. But for me, to be honest, I want my word to mean something. I want to be living integrity. I want to say what I mean and mean what I say. So I took a breath. I let out any of the, discordant thoughts in me. Is like, I could get upset about this, but let's see what happens. I can make it happen right now. I have the time. Let's go and see. So my intention was to just go with the one store. Just get everything I need, get in and out, be done with it. Well, that store didn't have everything I needed. And so I was like, well, that's a bummer, but I'll just go to this next store. And the next store didn't have everything I needed either, but they had some cool stuff, so I picked that up. And then I went to the third store, and I really didn't want to, I didn't feel like I wanted to go to the third store, but I had this nudging, go to the third store. Lo and behold, the third store had everything I needed, plus it had this section of clearance items that would make perfect gifts for someone in my life that is harder to find gifts for. So I was like, whoa, look at this. If I went with the flow, if I trusted in divine detours and co-created with spirit, I got something even better than what I thought. Because if I had just gone to the first store, I wouldn't have gotten that. I wouldn't have gotten all the items from all the different stores, like the surprise ones, and I wouldn't have gotten the gifts. So we got to breathe. We got to relax. We got to get creative. We got to go with the flow. We got to trust spirit because the universe has our backs. Like, the divine has our backs, whether we believe it or not, because it can feel like, oh no, you have forsaken me. It's like, no, it's always there. It always wants to support us. It's just whether or not we're letting it in or not. And we also have willpower and creation. Look, the crow's coming up again. And you can see the infinity above the crow's head in this card, which, leads into spirit, into the divine. But willpower and creation. So it's like, yeah, we can try to force things. Yeah, that's good. But we should also trust in spirit with our creations. Because if we always try to force things and we're not going with the flow, if we're not letting the natural process flow of what life is trying to lead us to in like the path of least resistance, the art of allowing, like all of this, it won't be as good as we want it to be. Like, sure, it could be, okay, but life has even better in store for us if we allow it. So we got to have the willpower to trust, to be honest, to let it flow, to communicate so we don't get caught up in the negativity. Success and triumph. Yeah, like when we're letting go, when we're trusting, when we're being honest, when we're, co-creating with spirit, that's when we get our success and triumph. We're victorious. We have an even better life than we can even imagine. But when we get so caught up in the little details and being rigid and controlling about how it has to be, that's when negativity can come in and we can feel like all of the world is like coming in on us. We're not doing well enough. We should be doing more. It's so overwhelming. Look at all these things. Look at all these things I have to handle. It's like, if we take a step back, if we breathe and we trust spirit to co-create with us, then we can have the success and triumph. There's so much more to life than what we often give ourselves the ability to do. Yeah, recognizing the divine and how we can get in our own way. Not intentionally, but when we get so caught up in how it's supposed to look like, we don't let any possibility of what could be that's even better than what we envision. Because it could be so much better than we even envision. We're like, no, it has to be this. This is the person. This is the thing. It has to be at this time. Well, if we trust spirit in any detours that come up, and we co-create with spirit, then we can have such better things. Like maybe the delay in leaving your house for whatever reason, maybe, a kid was not wanting to put on their shoes, or, your cat knocked a plant over the floor and the dirt spilled everywhere, or something from the fridge exploded and you had to clean up. Whatever it is, maybe if you had left when you did, you could have gotten in a bad car accident. Or, like there could have been some person out there trying to rob people and you would have been caught up in it, or whatever. Like, we got to recognize that the divine has our back. We got to trust it. We got to co-create with it. So then we can get the triumph that we want. And the last card, oh look, the magician again. So yeah, we're really creating the world that we want. It's manifesting. But if we're getting caught up in negativity and not letting it flow and not trusting the divine and co-creating with the divine, what manifests can be pretty sucky. If we're not being honest, we can have a life that we really don't like, that we get so overwhelmed and boggled down by, and we're stressed and we can't sleep and we're just like worried about everything. Where we put our thoughts and energy and attention is what grows. So if we're focusing all the time on what's keeping us overwhelmed and what's stressing us out and what's making us just feel awful, that negativity, it's going to manifest. We're not recognizing the divine that's co-creating with us. Hello again, cat. So we got to be careful about what we're manifesting. We got to trust and let the divine help us so we can co-create and get some success and triumph. Because thoughts and feelings and beliefs are what create your reality. Like, perception makes reality. So if you're getting caught up in the negativity all the time, if you're not letting it flow, if you're not being honest, if you're not trusting the process, if you're not getting the sleep you need, like, the life you manifest is not going to be ideal. And it's not like, oh, you're a terrible person, how could you let this happen? Like, we're all human. We get caught up in so many things. We're not perfect. We're all learning and growing and improving. So take a deep breath. It's okay. The good news is There's always a chance to start fresh. There's always a chance to start fresh. Even if that means, you take a nap to start fresh or you start again tomorrow. Like, what you manifest does not have to keep being that way. You don't have to keep manifesting the overwhelm and the stress and all the negativity. You can manifest success and triumph. You can manifest that. If you're letting it flow, if you're trusting the divine, you're co-creating with spirit, you got this. You're going to manifest the success and triumph that you want. And it may not look the way you envision it, but you're going to do it. Just recognize that it's all going to be okay. You got this. So that's the message for today. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Breathe. You got this. I'm sending you all best wishes and light and love. And take care. Bye.